everybody and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna tell you exactly how much do dentists make in the United States, how much you can expect to make in the United States as a dentist, how are dentist salaries calculated, and what does a salary depend on. If you're interested in that, keep on watching. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, dentists on average make about $159,000 in the United States. That is a lot of money, but do not try to transfer it into your home country currency because the cost of living in America is so much higher, and all of that money that you're making that sounds amazing and sounds like it's a lot is going to go towards the payment of things that you need to survive in the United States. The salary is most of the time calculated based on the percentage of the procedures that you have performed in a dental office. There are two different types of calculation of a salary. Calculation based on production and calculation based on collection. Production and collection are two very different things. Production means that, for example, if a crown costs $3,000 and you performed a crown, took an impression, so now patient has to pay, you will get a percentage of those $3,000. If your pay is calculated on collection, the system is going to be a little bit different. You will make an impression of a crown and then the insurance will pay, then it's going to take some time to patient pay the copay because you sent them a bill, and only after your employer received all those money, you will have your percentage calculated out of that sum. Usually, percentage of production and percentage of collection are a little bit different. You will get more money if you're working on collection because of that weight. You will get less because you're getting your money immediately. There are other types of payments that you can sign a contract for example, a daily guarantee or a daily draw. Daily guarantee means that every single day you work, you're going to receive a set amount of money and you're not going to have to pay it back to anybody, which is not like daily guarantee. Daily guarantee usually means that the company gives you a certain amount of money per day, every day, but in the end of the month, if your collections are not the same to the amount of money you received, you will have to give that money back, which is not a great idea because you're basically writing them a check from the amount of money that you have already received and it is in your pocket, so you have to give that away. Usually daily draw amount will be higher because you will be expected to make that payment back. But be careful signing contracts. Usually DSO offices would prefer to have the employers on daily draw. Daily draw and daily guarantee are two very different things, so be careful signing your contract. If you're being paid on percentage of procedure, you can be expected to pay from 30 to 40%. That is usually the norm. If you're a general dentist with no experience, a fresh grad, you will usually get 30%. That amount will be closer to 30%. If you have some experience in your home country, if you have residency that you completed in your home country and have some skills that you can perform, then your pay will be closer to 40%. Also, if you completed a residency in the United States or AGD, your pay will also be closer to 40%. The good average is 35%, and as I said, that on production and collection, you may get different amounts of that 30 to 40% scale. A lot of American students do thrive to go to residencies because they do want to get those extra percentages and it will get you bigger pay. But don't get stuck on that because that money is just marginal. Even as a general dentist, you can make a very, very good living on those 30% of production or collection. You will make very good living for yourself and be very comfortable. The pay will vary and it will depend on multiple factors. For example, your experience. Even the experience that you had in your home country will affect your pay. If you have 40 years of experience in your home country, you will get a higher salary in the United States. Another factor is location. The practices that are based in the cities obviously will pay you more because the cost of living is much more higher there. Plus, the contingency of people who live there are more rich, one might say. Also, another factor that can affect that, if you live in Kentucky, for example, your pay will most likely be lower than if you live in New York or if you live in California. Another factor that I already briefly mentioned before is the type of practice you work for. There are different types of dental settings. There is a hospital-based, there is a community health center, there's a private practice, a DSO. All of them will have a different amount of pay, and that will all affect the price tag on your services. And of course, the most important factor that will affect your salary in the United States is how much you work. I only work 2 days a week, so my salary is much lower than people who work 5 days a week. It's very important to understand that you can make that production. You can bring more patients to your practice and make more money for yourself. Another factor is your specialty. For example, oral surgeon will obviously make more than a general practitioner, or orthodontist will get bigger percentage in their cases, and the price of the case itself is more expensive. So So if you have pursued one of those more expensive specialties, you will most likely be paid more. Other thing that can affect your pay is obviously your education and your certificate. If you only finished your AGD program and trying to get a license like that, that will not be very helpful and not give you such a high pay. But if you have completed a prestigious university, if you have multiple certificates, have multiple residency programs, you know how to do Botox, you know how to do Invisalign, of course you're going to be more valuable specialist and you're going to get more money. Demand is also extremely important. For example, if you're the only dentist in the area, even if the price of procedure is not going to be as expensive, for example, you're living in a rural state and there's not many other providers, you will be wanted to be hired. When I still studied in Oklahoma, there were people from New Mexico who had very high difficulty finding associates in New Mexico because there are no dentists, there are no dental schools there, nobody graduates there, it's not very densely populated states. So obviously, because people want to hold on to their associates, they pay them higher. So demand will also affect your pay. I briefly mentioned the high cost of living in the United States, and it sure is high. Dentist salary will make your life comfortable. You're not gonna be in poverty, of course, depending how much you work. Based on my research, to live comfortable life, you need a combined household of $100,000 per year. So that's basically each member of the household makes about $50,000 per year. It is very achievable with dentist salary, very easily achievable without working for too much. For example, if there are two dentists in your family and they both work just 2 days a week, like I do, I make more than $50,000 a year just working 2 days a week already. So that will, if somebody else in your family does similar thing, that will easily bring you over that middle ground of middle class. It depends. Your quality of life will depend on the place that you live. Obviously, in Massachusetts, and I'm talking about Massachusetts right now, higher, more expensive school districts, more expensive places will demand more money. And if you account for things like daycare and your grocery bill, your health insurance, and other things, it will stretch out your budget and stretch out your pay very thinly. And I don't want you guys to think that if you move to the United States from your home country, you will immediately become a millionaire. That is not the thing. Yes, you will live more than a middle class or perfect middle class, depends on how much you work, but don't expect that you will be rolling in cash. I don't know if you guys know, but I have a book coming out soon. It's all about applications and trying to get into a dental school in the United States. So if you would like to buy that, follow me on Instagram and I will share all the details about the book that's coming out very soon there. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you found it helpful. It was a short one today, but let me know if there are any other things that you would like to find out about working in the United States. And if there's anything else, please let me know in the comments or on my Instagram, and I will be happy to answer those questions. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.